you know how it goes. Them old connections, they just be having us in a chokehold sometimes. But for some of you, this connection might be connected to love. For some of it, for others, this connection might be connected to purpose, money, visibility. Hi, beautiful people. Welcome to MissLoveLykeisha. So, if you're new here, my name is Lakeisha, and this is my channel. This is a space for intuitive messages, collective readings, spiritual insights, manifestation, love energy, timeline shifts, and honestly, just real conversation about the energy that we're navigating right now. So, this is one of my first videos actually being on camera. So, bear with me while I settle into the vibe with you guys. So, the way I read is very intuitive. Sometimes I use tarot, sometimes it's channeling, sometimes it's cue cards that are triggering like deeper messages. So, just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So, nothing here is forced. If the message is for you, you feel it. So let's tap into the energy and see what comes through. Someone's trying to move into a new version of themselves, but emotionally they keep getting pulled back towards old attachments, old memories, old fears. Just how it goes. Them old connections, they just be having us in a chokehold sometimes. But for some of you, this connection might be connected to love. For some of it, for others, this connection might be connected to purpose, money, visibility, or or finally just stepping into who you actually are instead of shrinking yourself for others. Sounds familiar? So let's see what the cards have to say today. So a lot of you guys have slowly been trying to merge from survival mode into a creative mode. However, you're still kind of like um so somebody's out there, they're just trying to really get into their creative zone, but you're still following like old patterns of survival. It could be not taking care of yourself, not buying stuff that you think you should buy. It could be not displaying, not telling people like how they should treat you or how they make you feel. This could be somebody who might have recently gone through a big transition with their living situation, where you might have been living with somebody and under their rules, but now that you have found your own place and everything, you're still in that sort of survivor mode where you were living under them. You still haven't really locked into the newfound freedom that you have with being on your own. I'm also hearing that like you're accomplishing things and you're creating. However, you're not taking time to reward yourself. And a lot of times when we find ourselves in survivor mode, we don't take time to pause and enjoy the rewards and pat ourselves on the back. And right now, you're receiving all this abundance, these downloads on the moves to make and everything like that. And things are just coming into your fruition. You're being successful. Like, you're seeing stuff change, but you're not really giving yourself the props and the rewards. And knowing that we kind of, we're a species, we live off of reward and sort of, I wouldn't say punishment, but it definitely motivates us. So hate to say this, but you might find yourself back into a stagnant place or a burnout zone if you don't stop and give yourself your own flowers that you need. If you don't stop and realize that you really are standing ten toes down in the mud, creating the reality that you desire. So, additionally, if you don't stop, you might cause it a reverse effect. It may, I see someone's health, like someone needing to take care of their health. Um, their eating habits. A lot of if you just look at some of the old habits that you had, like your eating habits, how you take care of your health, how you take care of your personal hygiene, and assess some of those situations. Somebody trying to manifest right now, their room is not clean, or their works or creative space isn't clean, it's kind of cluttered. Things are happening around you. You are being rewarded. You are receiving your blessings, things that you ask for. But like I say, your mindset is still stuck in this zone. And it's just like you have to look around you and really see like what things that you have drawn, that you've called in, that you have manifested, that you have already in your possession. Because if you don't take note of those things that are in your life right now, before you know it, you might lose it. And it's because of your own mentalities. Like, you have to snap out of that survivor mode state and thrive. You're now in creative mode. You're creating, because when you're in survivor mode and you're creating, you can't really like put your full divinity in it. Is what I'm hearing. It's sort of still, you're still coming from a fear state, and that's where you're trying to you're trying to transmute that. So let's go to the next card. When two people are unhealed, they can accidentally keep each other emotionally stagnant. What comes to mind when I read this card is there is a baby daddy, baby mama situation. I don't know if you share if you share children with a person. For the most part, you're just trying to really do what's best for your child and co-parent with your child. The thing that you might not know, this on and off dynamic that you're having with this person is keeping you emotionally stuck, because you are trying to like overcome, and this person as well. They both are trying to overcome these emotional burdens, or these emotional downfalls that they have experienced and sort of find themselves locked off in. And you guys met. You two may have met when you guys weren't as emotionally inept or empathetic um as you are now, and you have came together, had a baby. But something is telling me, like, really try and make this relationship as cordial as possible. It's like it's this type of situation where I feel like you two in some sort of aspect have to be involved with one another, but it doesn't have to be on a level of romance or anything. It could just be platonic. It could be a actual absolutely business relationship where you guys understand this person may not have been emotionally open to you, or may have fulfilled you like you wanted, or just understood you like you wanted, but you're constantly circling the block when they give you any little emotional cue that they are changing. You're like, you get happy and you're like, okay, this is what I wanted, and okay, maybe this will work. This will work. They may be evolving emotionally, and you may be evolving emotionally, but you guys together right now, it's like it's unevenly yoked. That's all I'm getting. It's keeping you stagnant, and it's because you guys are still expecting something from one another, and when it's not being fulfilled, it's just this underlying resentment. But if you move beyond that, there might be some foundation in the relationship beyond the romance. You guys may be able to co-parent like you should. You guys may be able to return the focus on the child. I just see a child out there wanting their parents to find a way to coincide. Um, I just see a child doing like this, head going back and forth from mama to the dad, to the mama, to the dad. You guys are arguing, you guys, and this child is in the middle of it, and they're just like, they feel resentment because, you know, unbeknownst to them, they brought this union together and they want their parents together and to work, but it's not happening. So what, like, you may need to take some time away from this person for a while to kind of figure out, to reestablish those boundaries, to get over that emotional stagnancy that you've been experiencing. Just to really, I hear someone needs to have a conversation with their mother, their sisters, their family, and I just see someone being estranged from their families, and their family just trying to get to know them in a better aspect, just so that they could be more supportive of their situations, but them not knowing exactly how to come forth with that. Okay, I pulled another card. This connection feels magnetic because both of you recognize something familiar in each other. So just because you feel that chemistry, that pull between a person, and you may feel like a familiar bond between them. Now, there could be a good side to this, and there could be a bad side. Now, they can reflect something in you that is unhealed or needs to be explored a little bit more, or they can reflect on something to you that's positive, or a trait that you would like value in a person. However, it's worth just really exploring more for somebody this is for. Just making sure you're not expending yourself with this connection, because as magnetic as it may seem, I remember when I was a child and I was in school, and we got to explore magnets in science. And I remember there was this girl, she was so obsessed with the magnets. She ended up breaking one, and they were, like little bits and pieces, but they were still magnetic. So, like, even though this connection might be magnetic, you might be attracting broken pieces of this person, and they might be attracting broken pieces of you too. It is worth exploring more, if not for the connection, just for you understanding yourself. But just understand that when you see the red flags, or when your boundaries aren't being honored, or don't shrink, don't shrink yourself to make it fit. They're okay. So next card I got is, they are trying to understand why your energy lingers. So this person, they may be very captivated by you and your energy. They might be thinking about you all day. I see somebody, they may be watching your social media. They may be watching your family, how your family talks about you, how they treat you, what posts they share about you. They're just trying to figure you out without really coming towards you, sort of say, because they are still dealing with some past trauma, some past heartbreak. Also, they can see too that you may have, and you may have come, like, and it goes back to that card of you guys feeling something familiar within each other, and maybe this is a hurt, maybe just you guys developing, understanding, like, your relationship types, your standards. I feel like both of you guys are recognizing your self-worth more. You are both growing into the people who you are, having confidence. I see someone really putting more pride into their personal appearance and stepping into their confidence. and have the energy to match like the beauty. Like you ever read a person, you just trying to see how they are. Like this person is trying to get a good read out of you, but you're so like your energy is so magnetic. It just doesn't give like his past situations. It's just fresh and new, and he's just really trying to. That's what he's so drawn to. Like he's really trying to figure you out. Next card I got. You keep confusing your comfort with alignments. You keep confusing your comfort zone with alignments. Someone got skipped over for a promotion, and they had been contemplating leaving this job for a while, but they kept getting breadcrumbed about this promotion. And instead of giving them this promotion, they actually gave them a lateral position with more duties and a slight pay raise, which they were unhappy about. And I see this person, they really want to say something about, like, oh, if I don't have this, what will I do? I see that you've been here for a while. You've put in some foundation into this. You've given your ideas and helped the company grow and evolve, and you've just been sitting in the same position for a while, and they're just like, um no, we're not going to give you this position, but we're going to give you this other position with this slight pay raise. You have more responsibilities, but not the position that you wanted. And not the pay that you wanted either, slightly less. And you're just, it's just really convicting you. You're just like, as much as I put in and dedicated to this, why are they doing to me like this? Why can't I just have this position? It's deeper stuff in the line. Like, it may be time for you to make a change though. Seriously, with this company. I'm hearing somewhere about layoffs. So whoever that is for, it may have been a buzz in the company about layoffs or a hiring freeze. That may, and if this is for the same person, that may have been the reason why you didn't get the position, because the company is in some debt and they are doing hiring freezes right now. They may be doing hiring freezes. They may not be doing promotions for certain positions anymore. They're actually trying to eliminate some positions. And the ship is sinking kind of quick, and they're treading water quickly. And they're trying to like throw off all the what they feel is non-essential. And you're an essential part of this team. However, they're not prepared to give you what you desire. But not to say that if you step out on your true desires, apply for that position that you really wanted, follow up with them, apply to multiple positions that you really want with the salary that you want. It may not even be in the field that you are in currently, and that may be your fear too, transitioning to a new field. Now, yeah, they think they like your confidence and your softness, your approach to things, situations, conflict. Somebody is really like studying you. I hear protege. They're like trying to become. They're like your protege. They like, if anything were to ever happen to you or into the somebody there that they're really watching you to step up in place. And not to say that is a bad thing, what do they say? Imitation is the best form of flattery. So somebody might be flattered by your performance and looking from the inside, from the outside in. But that doesn't mean that you should necessarily ignore that you aren't being fulfilled here, or if it's a relationship, if it's a job or something, you shouldn't ignore that, even though, like, that was sort of the lesson that you were supposed to learn in this position or this situation about your confidence and your softness. And I feel like you sort of learned that lesson, and you're like, with this newfound confidence and softness, you're like no longer satisfied by just status quo things, communications, opportunities. It's like, with this newfound confidence and softness, you set things by how you want them to go. You tell people how to treat you. You determine what workload is too much for you or is enough for you. You don't bite off more than you can chew. You're not trying to overcompensate. You're not trying to people please these lovely souls out here. So if this resonated with you, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe so we can continue building this space together. And remember, not every delay is a denial. Sometimes your life is rearranging itself to match the version of you that is finally waking up. I love you guys. Remember to protect your energy, and I'll see you in the next reading.